throwing stuff at me.
Get the shit. Come on, fire.
Get off me. Don't touch me.
He's a domestic terrorist. He's a domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist.
I wish you would. I wish the fuck you would. Then go pick him
Bye!
Get out of here.
You know, I be going out in the world and I be calling the police on white people, and it does something to me. So I felt that feeling, you know, last time when I called on that white girl. So I had to try something different, and I called the white man the N-word. I did with the hard R. With the hard R. He was so appalled by it. Like, it really did something to his spirit. And it made me so happy. It made me so happy. Like, listen, I don't know. Maybe this is what they be getting out of it. I don't know. But after he got mad, I said he's chimping out. He's chimping out. And he got even madder. He got more angry. It was amazing. Like, man, this is a newfound thing for me. And I want to share my joy with y'all. Go out today. Before they can say something crazy, call them the N-word with the hard R. It'll change the world, man.
You will not live to see another day, nigga.
You want to have a backbone or you want your back blown? I'm here for my people. Just like they down for their people, be down for your people. Stop being a coward. Stop walking around every day with your head held up high knowing you let them people talk to you any type of way, but you got smoke for your people constantly, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. No hesitation to have and go up with your own people. No hesitation to have smoke with your people. All this docile coward behavior when it comes to people outside our community. No matter how much disrespect they give you, the time for that is over. You either gonna have a backbone or you gonna get your back blown out. That's what it is. That's you anyway. You anyway. That's what they're doing. So you want to have a backbone? You have a backbone, or you want your back blown?
Jesus.
That's 2026.
It's the motto.
Backbone, back blown. 2026. Take your pick. You want to have a back?
Yeah, of course we're back. Of course the times are messed up. Of course we're going through this transition where people don't even know we're on because we're switching up the dates after years and years of coming on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. So I'm not surprised, not one bit. This one's for the archives, right? This one's for all you late night lurkers, all you early morning risers that listen to us on the way to work, all of you, this is for all of you. As we close out our second Black History Month. Oh, hold on, I got it on the wrong. Yeah. As we close out the second Black History Month, you see how they tried to do us? They tried to relegate Juneteenth to one day. They thought that Black folks would really just limit their celebration to one day. I know people right now that are still going to be celebrating Juneteenth sometime in August. Hell, I'm one of them. Hey, Miss Bell, hey, Mr. Scott. Yeah, I'm going to be still doing Juneteenth all the way in August. Yeah, I'm going to do Juneteenth through 4th of July. We'll carry that shit on in August. And then at August, I'm going to start early celebrating Black History Month. Because that's the plan. So half the year is dedicated to Juneteenth, and the other half, I'm celebrating February. Welcome to the Caleb B. Frank Show. We are who we say we are. The business is to be stood on. I'm allowing the time, right? Because it is 8:58. So we're on a little bit early because I wasn't supposed to come on until 9. But I came on early to get everybody adjusted to the time switch. All right? So again, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes on Fridays. But Tuesdays, Thursdays. Of course, I'm going to get back into dissecting that. Well, we left off midway through a couple of things, and we got our options, right? So I don't know how I want to go about doing this. Hey, you guys that's on the panel with me, what do you think the city council meeting? There was one section that I do want to go through because it was largely uneventful for the most part. But we did finally get some confirmation about Lower Third today. We finally found out who, and we can put a face to the owners of that property at the end of Third. I want to say it's on Willow Glen, Third and Willow Glen. So his property was on that tax roll or the thing for the demolition or what have you. And had I not kept watching, I would have never even known it. Never would have known it. But I'm glad I kept watching because I did. I learned something that I did not know before, and we'll go through that part. And after we get done with that part, we'll transition over into the rest of. Because see, I really don't care about what Jacques has to say anymore. And I'm not saying that we have to kind of divorce ourselves from just talking about Jacques, but I think the people know. They know what we know, right? They know that Jacques, as a politician, was largely a failure for the Black community. He spent 4 different terms as mayor, not doing anything for the Black folks. Period. At all. He took away your queuing on the red. He commodified it. He gentrified your queuing on the red by making it a small component of his black budget. His black budget thing that he's done with these fests, right? He's gentrified your queuing on the red. There'll be no Frankie Beverly and Mays. Be none of that. We're going to replace that. We're going to put all of the people in one corner of the city, and there's not going to be you're only going to get the concert I want you to have. You dig? And that's going to be King George, and it's going to be in the rain. Like it or hate it, Oh, it's 9:00. Wait, it's 9:00. Okay, I cut the music off. All right. So down to the brass tacks, down to the business, guys. Again, welcome to the Can We Be Frank show. My name, and I have two special guests with me tonight. Or co-host, if you will. They're always here, ready to field questions. Yeah, how are you all doing today?
Why you stuttering like that?
Because I really didn't want to say that shit. I really didn't. Never mind. Go ahead.
I'm doing all right.
All right, that's good to hear. Miss McCall. Must be the wrong one.
Nah, you know she be watching her shows when she supposed to be working.
Oh yeah, that's right. She over there multitasking and shit like we not important. That's cool. That's fine. Deontay Kyle says, do you want to have a backbone or do you want your back blown? And I think that those two things are interrelated. It is true. Because if you don't have a backbone, if you don't stand up, like the label says, right? Hold on, maybe the context will hit you a little bit harder if I did it like this, right? Let me do this. Let me run that video back, and then we can discuss it on the other side.
Hey, Miss Linda, I miss you. I miss seeing her at the meetings.
I'm here for my people. Just like they down for their people, be down for your people. Stop being a coward. Stop walking around every day with your head held up high knowing you let them people talk to you any type of way, but you got smoke for your people constantly 7 days a motherfucking week. 24 hours a day. No hesitation to have and go up with your own people. No hesitation to have smoke with your people. All this docile coward behavior when it comes to people outside our community. No matter how much disrespect they give you. The time for that is over. You either gonna have a backbone or you're gonna get your back blown out. That's what it is. That's you anyway. You anyway. That's what they're doing. So you want to have a backbone? You want to have a backbone, or you want your back blown?
And essentially, that's what happens to you if you don't stand up. This is facts, scientific.
What Mr. Porter always say though? What do he say?
You feel what I'm saying?
What Mr. Porter be saying?
He
Man
said
can't ride your back.
Yeah, a man can't ride your back unless it's bent.
And a man's back shouldn't be bent.
And a man's back should not be bent. As Janet Jackson says, oh, so you're doing the bending.
Oh, so you the one doing the bending.
Oh, so you're doing the bending.
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Oh, look at her.
It's Miss Alita.
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Look out.
Oh, so you doing the bending.
Oh, so you the one doing the bending.
Y'all got to stop letting people ride your back, man. Got to stop letting people ride your back.
And make videos about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. For those of y'all on YouTube that are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'm growing the YouTube channel. I'm growing the YouTube channel in 4 different directions. So this whole social media management thing is in this new era where everything's kind of algorithm driven instead of like, the way it's supposed to be. These likes and these subscribes, they mean something. All right. So if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on any of our other platforms, whether that's Twitch or where else are we at? Facebook. If you're on Facebook, which is our primary way, but if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share this out to someone who needs to be more civically engaged or someone that is civically engaged and just wants to know. Oh, that's what, you know what? I am so glad I have the friends that I have because now I remember where I wanted to go today. today, early this morning, my friends, hold on, where's it at? Come on. Yeah. Earlier today, my good friend Nat Turner made a post. And I just knew today was a day that I wanted to cut up. So I'm gonna find, here it goes. All right. Booyah. Right? If you don't know what you're looking at, this is the recall petition that they tried to pull on Mr. Porter. It failed, of course. It failed. Right? But we went and dug her. Well, we didn't have to really do a lot of digging. The names of the people that were the chair of the committees: Clarence Reed, Floyd Kurtz, right? These two prominent black folks, quote unquote, these church-going, Bible-thumping, Jesus-loving Negroes conspired against Mr. Porter. And that's what it has to be framed as, because that's exactly what happened. They conspired against him. They conspired to tell lies, and they conspired to do evil, to exchange evil. And the thing is, I don't know why people put their trust in a lot of these people, right? Because the most obvious thing you could do is, keep shit to yourself, or not even get involved, right? Because out of all people to go after, why would you go after Mr. Porter, right? And this gets deep. It gets deep. So they were tasked with going after Mr. Porter. Jim Villard, a sitting city councilman, and he was a sitting city councilman when he put them up to this. So again, let me frame this out correctly for you. A sitting city councilman paid for the recall of another sitting councilman. They were both on the city council. And Jim Villard paid Clarence Reed and Floyd Kurtz to try to remove Mr. Porter, who was also at that time a sitting councilman. So you got to ask yourself, how dangerous was Mr. Porter? They had never done this to nobody else. I don't know if it was because they just didn't have the personnel, or nobody had really just bucked and gotten as much headway and had as much knowledge and as much ability to put it to work as Mr. Porter. He was deemed a threat to the establishment, because Jim Villard is very much establishment Alexandria. He's up there with Thomas David and all them, which we'll talk a little bit about Tommy David today too, because his name came up in the city council meeting, and you'd be surprised how and why. But yeah, so the moral of the story is, it's not all of the white folks that's oppressing black folks. It's niggas that help them do this. It's people that give them access to our communities. And that's a part of the sellout, right? And then they try to cover it up with this holier than thou bullshit. And it's literal bullshit. These aren't men of the cloth. These are men of leather wallets. These are men that work for either Mark Woods or Jim Villard. These are, how can I say it? These are people that Harriet would have left. Yeah, that's my best surmising of that. These are people that Harriet Tubman would have left behind. Because who sits up there and goes after the most credible person on the dais simply because he's smart and he's black? Now, I know they don't know about they didn't care about the long-reaching implications of this, right? Because the problem is they didn't care. They didn't care about how this looked or what it was going to do to Mr. Porter. And I hope, I hope you guys realize why, even years after this incident, why I still don't care about them. And I, adversely, in addition to, I do not care about them changing the leaves or putting on their fucking collars so they can go sit up in that pulpit and lie for 2-3 hours every fucking Sunday, or take those fake ass Photoshop pictures where they, I know your real character. I know the real you. I know what you're willing to write your name on. And this recall is always going to be the bane of your existence. Because people like me will never let the memory die at all. I'm not willing to. I need to make my people aware of the situation they in with some of these Negroes, these handkerchief heads, if you will. Shout out to Eric Mays, rest in peace. But these handkerchief head Negroes, you know what I mean? Gotta keep them peoples in the front of you. Because as soon as they get behind you, they're going to pull out that knife and they're going to stab you in the back. So keep these handkerchief head Negroes in front of you. Or take folks' money. Yes. Now, while I lay out this, so this was a concerted effort, right? This concerted effort included the now defunct, defamed hashtag One Voice people, right? Hold on, I might be getting them warning. Oh, okay. I thought I was getting a warning. I had to double check. I didn't want to get no warnings. All right, cool. But these handkerchief head Negroes took the money from Jim Ballard and proceeded, along with Shakola Jones. Listen, you did the shit. Own it. You was proud of it when you did it. Don't be so disappointed that somebody's bringing it up now, is my point. And you may be thinking, hey, man, it must have been a political purpose behind it or a fundamental purpose behind it. No, it wasn't. That's why it failed. That was the first failed attempt at a recall. They didn't, and mind you, these folks, they aren't politicians. The fact that people were running for office and couldn't even they couldn't even turn in the first campaign finance sheet behind this. They never even, that was it. This was as far as it went. Well, this isn't as far as it went. This is as far as it went. Let me cue that beautiful Bing footage.
That's why I told Bernard, because we got to pass by the electric thing. I said,
But Bernard is not with them.
Bernard ain't with nobody.
He with us. No, he ain't with us because he's going to give us a contribution because we're going to pay everybody.
Bernard who?
Bernard, the city council.
Oh, you talking about Ballard. I'm
Ballard,
talking about my fiance. His name is Bernard.
No.
But she was going to say, I was like, hello.
Because we're going to do a, what you call, all-out campaign. Because we behind. We are behind the ball on Porter. We're on our last month. In January the 20th, we got to have all the signals in to Baton Rouge. So we behind. So we're going to pay everybody $100 for 100 signals.
You hear that? When the criminal crook talks, you got to listen. And that crooked, bald-headed skeezer said that he was going to pay $100 for 100 signatures. A, that's completely illegal. Completely illegal.
Can't do nothing with $100 even back then. What you gonna do with that?
But still.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, because, I mean, listen. Villard gave them the money to do it. So just imagine how much money they actually got to do this.
So they was gonna give the people $100 to
get 100 signatures.
Vote them out. What was the?
They wanted. Okay, so you know how the recall is working now against the governor and So they were trying to do that on a local level in District 2 to get rid of Mr. Porter
and pay people to do it. You cannot do that.
And yes, they were going to pay people to get signatures. First off, it's a camp. You can't. It's everything.
I always listen to the story. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I knew what they were trying to do. I just didn't know that they were trying to pay people to. I knew they was trying to pay them to do something. I just didn't know what exactly. I didn't know if they was trying to get people to knock on doors or something. But you said
no, he said $100. Right? You get 100 signatures.
Ooh.
That's what I told Bernard. Because you know we got to pass by the electric thing. I said,
but Bernard is not with them.
Bernard ain't with nobody.
He with us. No, he ain't with us because he's going to give us a contribution because we're going to pay everybody.
Bernard who?
Bernard, the city council.
Oh, you talking about Ballard. I'm talking about my fiance. His name is Bernard. But you just want to say, I was like, hello.
Because we're going to do a, what you call, all-out campaign. Because we behind. We are behind the ball on Porter. We're on our last month. And January the 20th, we got to have all the signatures in to Baton Rouge. So we behind. So we're going to pay everybody $100 for 100 signatures.
That's the pastor saying that?
That's Clarence Bojangles Reed.
The pastor?
The pastor.
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Bojangles himself. You feel me?
Don't say Bojangles. I love me some Bojangles. Call him something else.
Yeah, he's definitely a
colored KFC because I don't eat no KFC. Yeah, Mr. KFC. Yeah.
I'll call him Mr. Handkerchief Head. Pastor Handkerchief Head is over here plotting, right? Because at this time, right, Mr. Porter. There was never a time when Mr. Porter was in office that he wasn't doing everything he could possibly do for his community. And that's not just because he's my godfather. That's because I was there and I was watching and helping. So if he was in that seat as a council person, he definitely was doing what he was supposed to do, including trying to change the charter. And I think that's what made them people mad, is because Mr. Porter had put in an ordinance to change the charter rule about the incentive, the utility incentives, right? So right now, as it stands, what you guys don't know is that as it stands, according to the city charter, Jock Roy and whoever that guy is over to direct the utilities are the only two people in the entire city of Alexandria chain of command that can hand out utility incentives to these companies or to these people that are building these infrastructure, what have you, right? He gave it to Larry Turner, right, which is his homeboy. He gave one to Larry Turner. And that's how that building that he's got, that apartment building, got all the innards done with the plumbing and stuff. He gave him a $60,000 cooperative utility endeavor, or whatever the hell, right? A utility incentive, right? And it's been done in other places, but check this out. This is the part that will perplex you the most. There is no way to actively check how many businesses or buildings have utility incentives. It's literally something that you're paying for that you literally cannot see. kind of like the Winter Fed budget. You can be there, but you'll never know how much it costs. So Mr. Porter wanted to change that, right? He wanted transparency. He wanted to remove that clause from the charter or change it. I can't remember. He wanted to change it is what it was. And he got pretty far, right? So I believe it passed the council, because at that time, I believe that we had the 4 black councilmen, right? So it passed at the council level, and I believe Jeff Hall vetoed it. Jeff Hall and Michael Marcotte vetoed it. Well, more Michael Marcotte than Jeff, but it got vetoed, right? And they couldn't get the 5th vote to override it. But the fact that he tried it pissed off a lot of people. And that, along with his knowledge of the drainage board, along with his experience, period, in the community, just period, just Mr. Porter being Mr. Porter himself. And that was also, that was halfway through his term. He'd only been up there for a couple of years when this happened. Right? So these people tried to go after Mr. Porter, and forgiveness is a luxury that I do not have. And for certain things, for certain transgressions, I leave it to God to get that forgiveness from them. I'm not forgiving a fucking thing, because I knew the lengths to which they went to try to pull this off. Up to and including, but not limited to, paying people to get signatures in a recall. Breaking the law. No problem. Jim Villard wanted, he employed these handkerchief heads. He employed them to do so. A sitting city councilman paid for the recall of another sitting city councilman. Oh, you don't believe me?
That's what I told Bernard, because you know we got to pass by the electric thing. I said,
but Bernard is not with them.
Bernard ain't with nobody.
He with us. No, he ain't with us, because he's going to give us a contribution, because we're going to pay everybody.
Bernard who?
Bernard, the city council.
Oh, you talking about Ballard. I'm
Ballard,
talking about my fiance. His name is Bernard.
Oh,
But she just want to say, I was like, hello.
Because we finna do a, what you call, all-out campaign, because we behind. We are behind the ball on Porter. We're on our last month. And January the 20th, we got to have all the signatures in to Baton Rouge. So we behind. So we're going to pay everybody $100 for 100 signatures.
That's why there's no timeline, there's no universe where I'll ever have respect for any of these handkerchief head Negroes. And they know it. They know it. I try to make it plain whenever whenever we're in the same vicinity. I try to. But in spite of my best efforts, they may not know it. So if anybody can let them know it'll never be a day that I walk this earth and I'll have an ounce of respect for a handkerchief head Negro named Clarence Reed or another handkerchief head Negro named Floyd Kurtz. Ever. And a handkerchief head Negro named Reddix Washington, who was assisting. See, at that time, Reddix wasn't on the council. So him and One Voice were doing all this nefarious shit around the city, up to, but not limited to, beating up that old white man like B.O. and handkerchief head Clarence Reed did in that trapped out meat market parking lot. And everybody forgot about it, right? These niggas went live and did it. It was a video. I'll probably have it stuffed away somewhere. It's probably
you need to start back bringing up the archives, man. You slipped.
Man,
I forgot to your show. My bad.
That vault is something serious. I just got to make sure I got the right vault. But all that stuff is tucked away very safely. And you never know when I might pull it out. Pause. Right? But it's going to happen. This is going to be one of those election seasons where I'm going to gently remind you of these people that so-called want to call themselves running. Because my mission, right, once I have experienced, I remember seeing that video. Exactly. They put that man in the hospital. B.O. and Handkerchief Head put that man in the hospital, all because they had lost access to the meat market because they defaulted or whatever. They didn't pay their bookie enough. And so the meat market closed down. They still wanted access to the meat market building itself. And there lies that story about Handkerchief Head Reed, right? Handkerchief Head Reed went to Catherine Davidson's house, went in that lady's backyard and stole a whole bunch of those big wooden board signs that you see, the campaign signs that you would see at like intersections, and the big visible ones, right? He stole not one, not a couple. He stole all that lady's shit. And they dropped all of them off inside the meat market. And they had a team of people actively stripping and removing all of her signage off of those boards and replacing it with his. I'm not making it up.
This man don't need to be nobody's pastor, and y'all crazy as hell to be going up in that church. Because I'm knowing as soon as you walk in there, you feel the energy. So if you don't feel no bad energy, then you right where you need to be.
You right where you need to be. Listen, I'm not going to argue with these church folk because they know the shit already anyway. Everybody knows it. It was damn near on the news. You feel me? So Catherine Davidson in return, right? Mind you, check this out. This is a little detail that everybody missed. So she's got cameras. She wasn't home when all that happened, but her cameras picked it up and she watched it take place, right? And she watched it from far, far away. I'll just say that, right? She could identify the people pulling up in the pickup truck, right? But you can't move those signs by yourself. So Clarence had help. It was another bald head, handkerchief head Negro. Bald head. That's all you could see. So what other bald head, handkerchief head Negro entangled the way that one voice group was with each other? And I do my investigation, so I had it nailed down. It could have been one of two people? One of two people. It could have been Derek Alexander, or it could have been Reddix Washington. So that's a fact. Everything I just said was fact. Right? Catherine Davidson pushes the gas on these charges. And mind you, each one of those wooden stanchions cost $600 a piece. Hey, Siri. What's 600 times 26?
600 times 26 is 15,600.
So this was $15,600 worth of theft. Right? Theft. Isn't that a felony? Hey, Siri. Hold on. Let me get this together real quick.
I didn't get that.
Wait. I'm sorry, Siri. I'm sorry. You got to give me a second, Siri. Hold on. Facts. Just big, stupid facts. That's all I'm spitting. Hey, Siri. What is the amount of theft that reaches felony level?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you got to stop. You got to let me finish, lady.
Okay.
Hey, Siri. What is the threshold for a felony in theft in dollar amount?
In order to be a felony theft, the value of the property must exceed a minimum amount established by state law, typically between $1,000 and $2,500, often referred to as the felony theft threshold. This answer is from criminaldefenselawyer.com.
All right. Hey, Siri. What is the state of Louisiana's threshold for felony theft?
For the offense to be a felony, the monetary value must typically be between $500, $1,000, as established by state law. Any stealing offense that involves goods, items, property, or cash lower than $500 in value is a misdemeanor. This is from attorneycarl.com.
All right. So you got to ask yourself, how did we get here, right? How did we get to the part where we're committing felonies, right? And it's not like we're like, oh no, he would never do that. That's not even who he is as a person. The lies you tell. So if he was willing to break the law for this recall, he was willing to steal from Catherine Davidson just to avoid having to spend money on his own campaign. Because mind you, the reason he stole those signs is because he was running for, what was he running for? Police jury? Yes, it was police jury. That's what it was. So he stole all those stands to put his police jury campaign signage on it. And I'm like, man, you got to be pretty fucking stupid to do that. But I digress. So fast forward, he turns himself in. Right? This is the first time. I believe he turns himself in. Catherine's still mashing the gas on the whole, pushing the charges all the way because you stole from her, and I respect that. I don't know how he's free at this very moment, but I do know that your Rapides Parish Sheriff, Mark Woods, was personally involved on both counts. Once when they beat up the man, and then when they stole the signs, Mark Woods was directly involved, right? Including walking him to the courthouse and walking him out of the courthouse. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that part up is because when Handkerchief Reed, when he went into the courthouse that day to turn himself in behind those charges with Mark Wood had a scheduled meeting because this is campaign season. He had a scheduled campaign engagement that had to be, I think it was 11 a.m. is when the engagement started. Mark Wood had scheduled a giant fish fry for all the other handkerchief head Negroes to fall in line. And they were all pastors. So yes, Clarence Reed walked into that courthouse at 9 a.m. That's what time the courthouse opens. He walked out of there in time to make it to that meeting at 11, or the engagement, if you will, at 11. Clear felonies, et cetera, et cetera. So to summarize what I'm saying is this, right? So those people, right, they went through the extent of trying to ruin someone's reputation because they were paid to do so. And they were protected by establishment Alexandria and establishment racist Republican Alexandria, Rapides Parish. They were protected and trying to tear down a black man's legacy. And that's unforgivable to me. It is. It is. Completely unforgivable. Matter of fact, a lot of that whole one voice shit, completely unforgivable. But you know what? The reason why we're having this conversation, another reason why, is because I don't want us to suffer from short memory. Please, please. I don't care who jumps in whatever race. Do not go back and revisit considering the vote for any of these handkerchief-headed Negroes that will take money to disparage a black man that is clearly smarter than them, has more class than them, more intellect than them, more experience than them. Jealousy is what tried to take down Mr. Porter, and he still prevailed, right? Because that recall failed. The recall failed. But what it did accomplish is for the people that don't know the story, right? Whenever people speak about Mr. Porter, this is what they refer to. This is how they know Mr. Porter, behind these handkerchief head Negroes trying to destroy his reputation because a white man told him to do so. And while we're on the subject of white men telling black people what to do, I did leave a comment for Mr. C. Ray Lewis, right? Because in my archives, I pulled this, right? And this was an interaction, ironically, with Catherine Davidson. Catherine Davidson was talking about what the mayor was trying to do to Gator at that time. She wasn't even in Alexandria, but the news had reached her and she left a comment on social media. And she says, the mayor does not want Mrs. Bernardo, a black woman who he cannot control, to be the executive director of Gator. The mayor wants Rick Ranson, a white man the mayor controls, to be the executive director. The mayor has gotten 2 of the 4 white council members that are in his pocket to remove their board members so that Ms. Bernardo will be removed and Rick Ranson is put in as executive director. Watch and see. When you vote for more of the same, you get more of the same. You might be asking, well, why? What are you talking about? Well, C. Ray Lewis at that time was a board member, a chairman, if you will, for Gator. And he just wants to be seen. Oh no, Miss Catherine Davidson. Yep, I'm not allowing that to happen on my watch. You got to ask yourself, well, what is C. Ray Lewis up to these days? Working for Jock Roy. Yeah. He works for Jock Roy. So these sellouts, they come in variety of packages. There's short, light-skinned ones. There's dark-skinned ones. There's with bald heads. Majority of them have beards. Oh, there is one other person. It could have been Stephen Sharp because he was a part of One Voice, and he's bald-headed with a beard as well. And I'm not saying all bald-headed men with beards can't be trusted. I'm just saying those 3 at that time were no bueno, right? So I said, I said what I said on this thing here. I said, while we're talking about sellouts, C. Ray Lewis, step right up. No response. Matter of fact, there's a couple people that had made the mistake of trying to respond and be funny behind this post. And this is a series of hit dogs hollering. Let's see. Here we go. Damn, I can't even do nothing with it. Let me see. All right. So I can zoom in on that shit. Oh, wait, I can do this too. Oh, that's way too big. Shit. All right. So Derek Alexander ran a while back, right? And he said this on the post. He says, I'm not surprised the preachers and so-called community leaders have always sold out for $1 to be silent. From my days at the House of Style, I watched many political figures get in many races to cancel one another out. I haven't seen no one really fight or watch the mayor's race, or fight or put any positive impact since Bo Curtis. Watch the mayor's race, it will be the same. So Brother Nat says, but Derek, you played a part in it also. Remember you and your friend Reddix Washington ran against each other to make sure Malcolm didn't get in office? You stood there flat-footed on KLAB News Channel 5 and you said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something, right? That's a fact. He said that. Why would two friends run against each other unless they were told or paid to? Which again, does not bode well because both those men, well, all three of those guys have bald heads and beards. Well, four of those guys have bald heads and beards. I'm telling you something, I don't know. So, you know, he said, I see you think I'm trying to, oh, wait, hold on. I got to go because the all comments thing throw me all the way off. Because shouldn't all the comments be there anyway? That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Where were we? There we go. So Derek says, the same reason why you do anything. You learn from the collective group and watch how they move, separate, and come up with a plan. Furthermore, I consulted with someone that was very instrumental in why I got involved in the politics. So if you're trying to insult me or make me feel some type of way, you want accomplish nothing. I know who I am and whose I am. Because you know, all of a sudden when people get caught up, they turn holy.
Yeah, you know, so God know you a sucker too.
You know what? That's a good point. Does God know? God knows he's a sucker. He knows. He knows it. Golly, I said this to a lot of people. Well, everybody gets a shout out. That's my shout out to everybody. Yeah, man. And it's a lot of people, right, on this post that are now realizing what I just explained to everybody. And they're demanding that Mr. Porter run. I don't know how Mr. Porter is going to respond to that. But anyway, same reason why you do anything. Learn from the collective. So he chose these niggas to hang out with and learn from. And he said, watch how they move, separate, and come up with a plan. So I hope you guys don't plan on getting back together because his whole point again with y'all was to steal from y'all. And see, because there's no honor amongst thieves. And that's a life lesson that you can learn right now. So.
You wrong for that.
What?
You wrong for that.
Who?
You.
What did I say?
You said that's a life lesson he can learn right now.
Yeah, it's a life
It's
lesson.
no honor amongst thieves. What you say?
These niggas, these handkerchief heads, right? Furthermore, I consulted with someone. He talked to literally one person, and I can almost guarantee that it was the person that was paying them to run. So if you're trying to insult me or make me feel some type of way, you want accomplish nothing. I know who I am or whose I am. They knew he was old, but no one lived on Harry's district. Once again, I wasn't working for no one. What? They knew he was old. Oh, okay. So he's saying that that's the reason why they picked on Mr. Porter, because he was old, right? But that just goes to show you that he's fucking clueless, because Clarence Reed just told you what the deal was. Maybe it was like a double trick where he thought he was tricking them, and they was actually tricking him, not telling them everything, just getting them involved in dumb shit.
Yep, he was an experiment.
Yeah, I'm seeing you think that I'm trying to insult you. No, sir, I'm not. I'm letting black folks know that people like you are not to be trusted when it comes down to the betterment of our people. When you have two friends running against each other, it's called vote splitting to ensure that someone doesn't get in office. That's what you did against Malcolm the first time. So if I'm insulting you by telling you what you did, maybe you should have done it, black man. He says, now you know, I know the real, but I ain't going to let it out. He says, I wasn't bothering you at all. You came over here out of all places, and you never stated why you ran against your friend. Anyway, he said, once again, call it what you like. Malcolm got put out because he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't doing anything. Reddix got in, sold out. I consulted, was again with the family and great people I know before I made my decision. The people went back to the past. I'm okay with their decision. Now, let's fact check.
Wait, hold on. He said Reddix sold out?
Listen, I told you there's no honor amongst thieves. Ain't that your homeboy? Why you going? I thought you were supposed to stick down with your people. See, that's how I know that these are the type of people that if they ever got in a pinch or a jam, they would stay. Man, I'm talking about the type of rat.
They smile in your face.
You gonna need more
all
cheese.
Time they want to take your place. Backstabbers.
He talking about the people went back to the past, and I'm okay with their decision. No, sir, they didn't go back to the past. They fixed where they fucked up at, and they knew that they weren't going to get anything. I would much rather have Malcolm in office right now than Reddix in office ever. Ever.
How you get on the council and didn't want to be a state rep? Don't even know what the hell you're doing on the lower level.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You are correct. So the reason that I know that Reddix has been put up to a ton of shit, and no matter what kind of life he's living now, the life of a sellout is where is what he's most familiar with. So think about this. Who's always had a problem with the Larva Dame brothers? People like Jock. I'm talking about to this very day. We can even pull up a couple meetings ago where Jock, he was trying to have this verbal back and forth with Malcolm. And it didn't go his way. And he kept on talking, I know it's campaign season, trying to be completely dismissive of Malcolm's concern and his questions that he was asking because he just didn't want to answer the question. So who would go and recruit Reddix to run against Malcolm, to do the whole smear campaign thing, right? Get there for 2 years after being a failure. He's an abject failure as a council person, as a politician. At some levels, I think Reddix is a failure as an adult too, but that's a different story. But 2 years into your tenure as a council person, you want to go after the other Larva Dames brothers seat. You lost miserably, horribly. You lost just as a sellout should. You and Sandra Franklin, and I forgot who else they tried to throw in there. You know, just people that are easily disposable and easily usable. That's what they did. They used you. What's the name of that movie? I used you.
You just, my dream girls, huh?
Yeah, you just some $2 trick to me. I used you. But yeah, Reddix failed horribly at that. And then he had to come back and finish the rest of his tenure. And he expected to win a re-election after trying to abandon the seat. He's still sour about that, by the way. You guys should have seen the day after the election. Oh, it was, you niggas don't vote.
That whole live he made, pulling up all the precincts.
Yeah, I'm sick of this shit.
Where he could have won at. Could have, goddamn it.
And over here, I could have got over here. I could have came up. Y'all didn't do shit for me. I did everything for y'all. I lost by 16 votes. No, you lost by the right. You lost. That's all that matters. And I don't know what my future may hold.
You had to do so much bribing, picking up people at funeral home limos and stuff.
Oh, man. Damn. Because them people did give him access to their hearse. And he was bringing people to the polls in hearse limousines and shit. Boy. Little did they know it was his political funeral they were going to. So there, let me get to the rest of the statement. He says, you know the real, but you don't know me. By the way, it's Derek, not black man. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay.
You should have said brother. My brother.
Oh, no, that nigga said, I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay. He says, so now pull up all the pictures you want. I'm standing on what I said in this thread.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he says, so you're not going to admit that you and Reddix were friends. That's how people get put out because of vote splitting. Just like you helped do. It's okay, black man. He says, I'm standing on what I said also. It's black people like you that help the white people run over black people. Black man. Somewhere in the mix, some asshole named Netstadab goes and says, Derek Alexander, now champ, you know full and well that the both of y'all was sellouts well before the campaign even started. Reddix Washington, Councilman District number 1, only won because of the type of tactics that y'all used on Gerber Porter. One Voice was a scam that y'all started with the assistant district attorney, why everyone thinks y'all the police, which matches up because I can name at least 2 of y'all that have since broken the law and have gotten away with it completely. Oh, and he said, so if you saw this at the House of Styles, then why didn't you tell us? And tell us who said it and did it? Why didn't, if you saw these people teaming up to fool black people, but you sat up there just steady cutting hair and shit, like it wasn't happening. You didn't tell nobody because you were in on it. You admitted that you were in the place to be. You were part of it, bro. You know what I feel like? I feel like you saw it done before and you wanted to try it. You thought, so you thought. But again, Mr. Turner says, it was people like you. And no, Miss Teresa, if you're watching this on the replay, I am not reading this. Please pause. It was people like you and your actions that hurt the advancement of black folks in Alexandria. The white power structure didn't like what the black folks in office were doing. And then here comes other black folks doing these white folks' dirty work. If you would have been for right, I would have stood 10 toes down with you. And you were wrong. And I politely put up the gif of the guy trying to shoot a jump shot, and Jesus rejected that shit. Booyah! Get that shit out of here. So yeah, these people are trying to sneak their way back into politics, and we do not need to let that happen. If any of these handkerchief head Negroes talking about running for anything, and you know for a fact they sat up there and helped all them people at Johnny Downs Matters, because I went through that web. If you go on Facebook for your damn self and you find that Facebook group that says Johnny Downs Matters, go through there. Go through the comment section. And you'll find Clarence Reed there. You'll find Reddix there. You'll find Derek there. You'll find Brandon Odom there. You'll find Danny Lair there. They're there. They're in the Johnny Downs Matters group talking about how they're trying to recall Mr. Porter. Go look for yourself. I can tell you that's the homework I did. You can check my homework. So I want to segue into I want to play this clip real quick while I got everybody's attention. All 7 of y'all, thank you guys for joining us. The BET Awards happened, right? You probably think I'm going somewhere with this. The BET Awards happened, but while the BET Awards was going on, there was a kerfuffle taking place outside. And that is what I was playing here.
Throwing stuff at me. Get off me. Don't touch me. Please. I wish you would. I wish the fuck you would. Then go pick him up. Bye! Get out of here!
The same people that brought you the January 6th riot, that guy, Jake Lang, exonerated January 6er, insurrectionist, also showed up to the trial for Carmelo Anthony in Texas. He said so many disparaging things, up to but not limited to, including if Carmelo is found innocent, he was going to kill him himself, and that Carmelo should be hung outside the Collin County Courthouse. He said this all with a megaphone, by the way. So fucked around, got himself arrested, right? And they put him in, coincidentally, for a brief period, he was in the same jail as Carmelo Anthony. Not the same cell, but the same jail, right? But then something happened. Carmelo's trial ends. A period of time later, no less than 4 or 5 days. The same judge, Judge John Roach, is doing a bond hearing for Jake Lang. And he reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000. Right? But the caveat is the district attorney said that he's banned from Texas for life unless it has something to do with court. And I've been kicked out of a lot of places. I've never been kicked out of a state and banned from an entire state, the largest state in the union, if you will. You got to be a different type of piece of trash, is what I'm saying. But again, the people, these J6ers, these hardcore MAGA munchers, they're in the Republican Party that is in Rapides Parish. I'm going to say that again. Your governor is showing, let me see. Some people always show you before they do it. They always let you know what kind of time they on before they do it, right? So I got wind of y'all governor. I got wind of y'all governor over here at the America 250 doing interviews and shit in the broad daylight. Yeah, that's right, Miss Battles, Jake Lang. So here's your governor over here at the mall in DC talking about some American 250 carnival shit. It's not a soul out there, man. It's what? Let me count how many people. One, there's 2 kids, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's less than 1,000 people out there. There's probably less than 300 people out there. Right? But your governor made his way there. Because your governor is a hardcore MAGA muncher. Just like Jake Lang. Right? So that being said, when you talk about local elections, you have to talk about the people that align themselves with the governor. Right? Because in some of these predominantly black cities, there are Democrat mayors, right? Or parish presidents or whatever. I'm not sure about that part. But I know there's Democratic cities where large concentrations of black folks live, kind of like Alexandria, kind of like New Orleans. You see? So the fact that Alexandria, A, doesn't have a black mayor, but B, has the mayor that we do have, you know, he tends to cater to the hardcore MAGA munchers, like Deborah Randolph. But those people are so aligned with racism and keeping resources concentrated for one group of people that most of the time we exist in Alexandria, don't even know the type of nefarious activity that's really even going on, right? But I told you I was going to bring you up to date on a few things. So here is a story, right? Because we're also talking about the recall still, which I heard the recall is still going well. Jesus, right? So the recall is still going well, right? But now, added to this caveat, a grand jury launches probes into Attorney General Merrill, who's being recalled. So the problems keep compiling over there. I don't even want to do we need to get in? Yeah, her favorite quote is nobody's above the law. Yeah. So And she is also a hardcore MAGA muncher. Yeah. She's also a hardcore MAGA muncher. Let me see. I do have. What else do we got? There was one more piece. Oh, yeah. I remember what it was. So, booyah. Hold on. Share screen. Wait, is that Nat? Oh, Nat said he's calling in. All right, we got away from the pop up at the bottom of the screen. Yep, there it goes, right on cue. What's going on, black man?
Oh, ain't nothing, man. What happened today was the equivalent of stepping in an ant bed with no shoes on.
Fire ant.
Fire ant, yeah. And you forgot that the ant bed was still there, and you decided to come over there, and you should have had shoes on.
You did it to yourself.
You done it to yourself. There's no way. I'm lying. I wouldn't have done it today. That I would have responded like I did. The thing was, they was counting on us to forget. They were counting on the black folks to forget what happens, so they can do the same old thing again. But we have to let the people know that, hey, these are the people that's hurting you. And so I don't know why he came over there picking on me like he did. Hurt my feelings. I was down about to cry. But this situation with Floyd Kirks and Clarence Reed, it's a dangerous situation. Because it shows that you could be bought and paid for, as if you was on the stock exchange. I buy stocks every Thursday and Friday. If they're gonna get on the stock exchange, I may need to buy some of them. Good Negroes, humble Negroes. You see, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care if everybody on the live get mad, and I want them to hear me. When those little white kids wanted to play baseball at Johnny Downs, you had the parents and everybody come up there, and other black folks. You had Stephen Chalk holding signs, Riddick holding signs for those little white kids. Tell me what black person you got trying to get Cheatham Park done.
Us?
It ain't a black soul around. Yeah, us, and we don't stand. We don't even stand in the district as Cheatham Park. So why we don't have signs and stuff like that on the city council, on the steps of the city hall saying let our kids play?
Well,
we can't blame the white.
Now, why don't we get the same people? If Stephen Shark and Reddix Washington felt so strongly about Johnny Downs, shouldn't they feel just as? Never mind.
And it's in Stephen Chalk District. So you mean to tell me you care about one set of kids and don't care about the other set of kids? Or is it that their skin complexion is not right for the protection? You know what the guy said? We don't have no black organization saying, hey, y'all are wrong. We got a dumbass city council lady sitting up there talking about, oh, we're going to get a gun at 2030. And you got black kids that can play right there, and nobody's coming to their aid but the damn people that stay out of town. Nobody's raising no hell about that. And it's okay. So we can't get mad at that white man for doing what he do, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We don't have no sign saying let us play. We're sitting on our ass complaining. We shall overcome. We shall.
But like you said, Nat, we have to start waiting on other people to take care of ours. Like we got to start waiting on the handout to take care of our own kids, because even though they're using our money for taxes and all that, if you're not going to be proactive and actually let these people know that they're doing wrong with your money, then you might as well just take care of your
And I
kids
was
yourself. Don't ask them for their money. Don't ask them. Well, it's our money, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you got to go
and we
back to
don't have it.
the village. You know?
Now, what the black businesses that done the same thing? What the black business owners? Why they haven't got together and done what Roy Martin did at Compton Park when he donated $50,000 to get that park built?
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear you, Tavares. I can't hear you. It just don't sound like you're talking. So what are all? Listen, Tavares. When it had the COVID thing come up there, we had 2,000 beauty parlors in Alexandria. I call them boo kitchens. When that COVID money was coming on, when the PPP loan was coming, we had 2,000 boo kitchens.
Oh,
where the money
man.
at?
Barber
Why the
shops,
black people ain't got to get
hair
the same
salon.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
So why the black people ain't got together and say, hey, listen.
Oh man, see y'all gonna make me go dig out this picture, man. I wanted to leave this shit alone. I did.
You see, so here it is. Our kids can't play baseball right across the street from the school, and the black people ain't got up and stood up for those kids for shit. But now come homecoming, you have lines.
And then people will come from out of town, because I got a lot of people out of family. They'll come from out. People will come from out of town, be like, "Oh, well, what's going on with the park?" Or you telling me that y'all don't have like an alumni? All y'all alumni, y'all know what be going on. Y'all just don't give a damn. Plain and simple.
Niggas gonna have to take care of niggas.
Oh no, not
because
wait.
People don't
but wait. But when October 1st comes, that's when they start doing all that silly ass posting and stuff, beefing with each other classes and stuff. Y'all still sitting
and right now ain't nobody sitting up there holding. Let us play. Ain't nobody doing that. You got people from out of town fight for your kids in District 3.
You know,
and we ain't saying get $14 million.
The name that popped in my head when y'all was talking about this, Sterling Brown, right? This nigga, if he could transform into a war horse, he would.
It is what it is. So I'm not understanding why we ain't got nobody saying let our kids play. What they at? Because when it was the white folks, y'all got up there, let the kids play. And Stephen Chalk, where he at, man? Stephen, look, maybe talk a couple of times. The Allison report says, Stephen Chalk, we need you up at the city council to say your famous line. The Allison report says, where you at, Stephen? Come on down. But guess what? You can't do it because the white folks told you, boy, you better sit your ass down. And you ain't got no goddamn rights. Niggas don't have no souls. I wish you would ask for some money for that park.
You better sell that damn chicken and keep moving.
You see? So that's all I'm saying. We don't fight for ours, but we love to fight for them. Why in the hell do we have to fight for white? You ain't even fighting for the right to be right. You fighting for the white people.
Right.
And then
they fought to sit at the table.
You goddamn right. Yeah. And they said, and what our kids get? What they doing for our kids? So the parents say, well, we gonna do something.
They giving them bullshit. I'm sorry, they giving them BS little park stuff from 11 to 1, 11 to 3, and all during the week where these parents got 2-3 jobs. You know, they trying to keep up with them high ass light bills, and that's what they give our kids.
And the people, at least they doing something. Nigga, how you gonna tell me at least they doing something when they gave them kids $14 million? Take our black kids and go play at Johnny Downs. You know what they gonna tell you?
He gave him a handful of jelly beans. What you complaining for?
Exactly. Take our kids to Johnny Downs. You know what they're gonna say? Oh no, you can't come here right now. It's scheduled. Somebody else gonna play. You can't come here and practice.
Say, well, you do it.
Oh yeah. Well, if you want them to do it so bad, why don't you do it? Shut up.
They using our money, fool. I'm trying to do it.
You see? So we don't want to stand up. And then you got liberals.
Just to add some weight to what Nat is saying and what I said earlier. If you didn't believe what I was saying, They took pictures. You know, I know they want the shit to disappear, but they took pictures. The only person I can honestly say turned this lemonade into turned the lemons into lemonade is Jay Scott. Because and I'm not even saying that just because I'm telling you, we've set up here and dissected city council meetings where he stood on the business.
Plenty of time.
He stood on it. But these
and y'all after this, well, sorry Tavares, I hate to break the news, but you know after this picture was taken, now I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. Please understand I'm not. But after that picture was taken, didn't that man say somebody broke in his house and stole his 4-wheeler and stuff?
Listen, that Charles Elliott, the assistant district attorney Charles Elliott, said that them boys came out there and hung out with him all day and all night, shooting guns and shit, kicking it, right? Riding 4-wheelers and shit. Turn around a couple days later, he said he got robbed.
No, no, you lying.
He took his 4-wheelers and his guns, I think.
No.
What?
Come
no.
on.
We don't know who done it though. But
yeah, they don't know who done
but
it.
It ain't never happened to them.
Man, them niggas is so slow. That man invited them over there just for the insurance claim, son. Y'all stupid. Yeah, dumb.
You see, and all I'm trying to see, I want black folks to see what's going on because we are too silent about getting mistreated. And only thing we want to do is sit on our ass and complain. You know what? You know, like the old lady called me and said, "Renette, you know they got congregations that I don't think is right. But what you're doing, you need to let sleeping dogs lie." Now, this what a member of one of their churches said to me. Call. When that I don't think you need to be doing that. You know, you need to let sleeping dogs lie. You know, they got congregations that stuff old. I said, well, yeah, it is old.
You right. It was a couple years
I said,
ago.
well,
it's old.
Yeah, I say it is old. But what if they do it again and again and again? And guess what? You're drinking brown water because of decisions they made.
And they there.
But it was yeah. But see, here's the thing: she drinking brown water or got brown water in her house because of the decisions they made.
Oh,
do you think
you see what I'm saying?
Brown
water? Hey, she's flooding because of the decisions that they did. So, frankly, ma'am, your best out is not to call me no more. Because the next time you call me, you're going to have to call my mama after this. You're going to have to use my mama phone number after this. Yeah, you're going to have to use my mama phone number if you call me again. I guarantee it, you're going to have to use my mama phone number if you call me again. Because I'm not lying. I'm just showing you what they did. That's the truth, man. That's on black and white. You see? And it's like we supposed to just be silent. No, I'm not going. No, you can't. Like Cat Williams said on Friday when Damon tried to mess with him. I'm a boy. I'm not going to let you keep on effing over me. And see, black people are comfortable with it. And you know what they're going to say? Oh, that ain't nothing but the devil. Well, I'm telling the devil ain't never told the truth. You say he come kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
That's not the truth about.
You see? So we as black people, we got to do, man, it should be people lined up from Broadway to Jones Street with signs, honking horns, talking about let those kids play baseball at that park over there. We don't have
including the school. Let's not leave them
including the school.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we can come up with all the ideas in the world, but we can't execute them without the people.
Exactly. And you know what they're gonna say? What y'all doing?
But we can't. It ain't gonna work unless y'all do the thing that y'all got to do the thing.
And what's worse, they so keen on liking people, so that's why they can't get the damn thing done. And like I said before, them liking us don't have a damn thing. It ain't gonna change nothing in Alexandria because you like me. It ain't gonna change a damn thing in Alexandria because you don't like me. But guess what? If you listen to what I tell you to do, you listen to what we put in place, it'll change Alexandria. I'd rather you say, yeah, that black ass nigga get on my nerves. I don't like him, but he's telling the truth. I'd rather them say that to Morris.
They can't listen. If they can say anything nice, that's great. But if they can say something that makes sense, that's even better.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Because liking us ain't. Yeah, liking us ain't gonna change nothing.
I need you to stay up here, Nat. I got a gift for you. I'm about to share something with you that nobody knew. You about to see something. Watch this. Watch what I'm about to play.
$17,348.84. Honors have been properly served and notified.
We're gonna speed past this.
Anyone here from that address? Oh, they need, okay. Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler.
It's the latter part of the meeting.
Second by Councilman Lloyd. Public comment.
Because the rest of the meeting was kind of,
Any opposed?
there was a lot of stuff that the mayor.
303 Willow Glen River Road. We're asking for the authority to file a lien in the amount of $79,282 for securing and cleaning up of the property. Honors have been properly served and notified.
I'm gonna pull up Google Maps for this.
Motion, please. You here? Okay.
Good afternoon.
All right.
I prepared a quick statement for everybody. Good evening.
For securing and cleaning up of the property. Honors have been properly served and notified.
Anyone here
Turn
from
the
that
audio
address?
up.
Motion, please. You here? Okay.
Good afternoon. I prepared a quick statement for everybody. Good evening, members of the council. My name is Lou Zidane. I'm here today regarding the costs associated with the demolition of the structure at the 303 Willow Glen River Road.
All right. So we got our first mission, right? We got to figure out where 303 Willow Glen River Road, Alexandria, or as my grandma used to call it, Alexander, Louisiana. Let's look at this property, right? We're going to get the street view. That way we're all on the same page. Are we all on the same page?
Willow Glen River Road.
Do we know where this is? There go to Citgo. All right, let me go up the street. There go to Citgo. There go Lower Third.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay. Yeah.
303 is the lot that sits behind the Dollar General. I believe it's
that should have been done a long time ago.
Hold on. I gotta move it back. All right, there we go. Okay, it's where the tire shop used to be. It's all this right here. All this right here. It's a 4-acre tract. Right? So let's switch back and let's keep going.
And I want to begin by saying that I was aware of the condemnation order and I attempted to comply.
Oh, my bad. Let me switch back. So this is what they're talking about.
Okay.
That's what they're talking about.
Okay.
Back.
That should have been tore down a long time ago.
Huh?
That should have been tore down a long time ago.
Contractor to make.
You're about to find out why.
The necessary repairs. Paid the contractor $10,250 and later discovered that he was not licensed to remove asbestos as he had represented. I took him to court. Mr. Sanders in Rapides Parish DA's office is prosecuting that case. Because of that situation, I was unable to compare or to complete the repairs before the city proceeded with the demolition. And my understanding, DEQ was the one to get the grant to clean that property, or at least so I was told. I don't dispute the city had the right to act, but I do have a serious concern about the amount that was built. I was informed by the contractor that the city hired the day he was there with Mr. Keith Gremlin.
Keith Grimleon, a city employee.
Okay, sorry, I mispronounced that name. He had told me that he had charged DEQ $40,000 for the demolition work. However, the city...
He charged DEQ $40,000 in grant money for demolition. Keep watching.
Is billing me $79,282. That includes, I believe, $400 or $600 attorney fees, nearly double the amount. I respectfully just request a detailed line item breakdown of every cost included in that $79,000 figure so that I could understand what I'm being asked for to pay. I also need to direct to be direct with this council. I do not have the financial resources to pay $80,000 on this building, simply because the city has...
Say it again.
So?
Oh, keep watching.
Has asked me to take it down, which would cost, I believe by the city estimate from DEQ, the number that they had told me, $328,000.
It's going to take $328,000 to demolish that building. Keep watching.
How long have you had this building?
Well, the building stood there for 40 years before anybody received any papers. And as soon as I bought it, it seems like the city red flagged it and asked me to start cleaning the property up. As a matter of fact, I went and I approached Dollar General to come and put a building there with Ratliff Construction, which they did. And at the time, the city had a lien on it for cutting the grass.
Now you know the details about how that Dollar General got there.
So that was his property.
You know, Mr. Fuller was implemented in getting that Dollar General put there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to listen. What you're about to hear is this man explain how at every single turn they do to improve that property. What he said it's like as soon as I bought it, the city red flagged it.
Yeah, because they didn't want y'all got. This is why we say what we say, you guys. They don't want you guys to have anything down lower third. Yeah, of course they was gonna do that. That's why Mr. Fuller had fought so hard for them, because there's no grocery stores or anything around that area. And when we talk about them using what's the name as a doggone supermarket. What was the name of that little store? Joe's or whatever the name of it. Use that as a supermarket for the market analysis that they were trying to do, so they could have a reason not to put a grocery store down lower third. That was Jock in office. That was in 2012. Was nobody else in office when that happened. That was Jock, who didn't want y'all to have a grocery store down lower third.
See, the one thing that I said earlier, it doesn't matter who the mayor is. The mission is to keep you niggas under. Never mind.
$6,000, which I also paid. You guys just billed me $3,300 for this property for cutting grass, which I'm told not to touch because it's asbestos contaminated. So I can't seem to find the happy medium between getting it taken care of and keeping up the appearance of the property and the legality of the asbestos that was present on the property. But again, it seems like the city workers are, and again, I'm not disputing anything, but maybe they wear special suits when they cut grass. I don't know.
He's talking about the fact that why does it cost so much? Why is the city charging so much?
But
and
not only
talking about the fact of how can you keep me from cutting grass when the grass has zero to do with the asbestos?
No, but Tavares, you're not getting the other point he's making. He's making how are they cutting the grass and charging him if it's invested with asbestos? That's what he's saying. They're cutting grass and you're not supposed to touch it, right?
Just keep watching.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, there's a $3,300 bill, and I've kept with all of these bills throughout. The bottom line, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The bottom line is, truthfully, is I could no longer afford this property with all the tax liens that are associated with it that the city wants me to continue paying. I am willing to work with the city. There is no need for additional legal costs on my end or yours for a customer that don't have the money to pay. I called, you're Mr. Chad Reed?
Yeah.
I talked to you on Thursday. You had me on speaker. I was talking. You couldn't hear me. I don't know what's going on.
I just talked to you the other day and you had me on speakerphone, but you acted like you couldn't understand what the fuck I was saying. They were playing a game. It gets better.
I've talked to community development multiple times about this. My name is all over this. I've probably talked to everybody that's involved. I'm willing to work with anybody that's willing to listen. I talked to Mr. David. He had approached me.
Listen, what did he just say?
Talking to Thomas David. What, Mr. David?
About maybe it was a levy situation that needed to be done over there in that area, a project. He asked me to give him a piece of the land, which I donated. I told him I would donate the whole thing. I don't.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I hate to see you. I don't feel sorry for him. Yeah, that's good. Good
Listen,
for him.
This guy that we're talking to.
Wow.
Right? This guy came in and dropped a truth bomb nobody was expecting to hear. Right?
So something going on over there. And that's why Thomas David wants that damn land.
Wow.
Thomas David said there was a levy project that they're going to do. And he wanted a piece of the land.
Oh.
So in order to get the land, you make him give up. I can't fight no more, man. Just take it.
I don't have any need for it. There's, I believe it's a little over 4 acres there. I'm asking for help.
So when
You guys keep asking me for money and the city don't have the money. At least that's what I was told. The city don't have the budget to tear it.
Why don't we delay this for 2 weeks and let him come in and talk to us?
Now look who's trying to shut down the conversation. Oh, we just delay it for 2 weeks and we just let them go. But
bullshit. You didn't say that? But that black lady, she's up there crying about her goddamn land. No. You got 90 days to get the shit clean. See, guess what, y'all? I don't believe in letting God fight my battles. You got 90 days to get the shit clean. Simple parent, that's your district. Handling him the same way you handle that black lady.
Okay, y'all.
Just watch. Keep watching.
Okay.
Some kind of understanding.
Well, before you guys make a decision on that, I just want to correct the record, unless Chad, you want to add any facts. So the charge that's currently here, and I'm sorry I don't have the itemized or the invoice for the contractor, that is what a private contractor that is under contract with the city, with community development, billed the city to do the activity that was done for this. Specifically, that activity was to take
a private contractor billed the city. And that's where the liens are coming in from.
So who is this private contracting person?
Well, I'm glad you hold on. I got to turn my volume up because I just realized something. Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, shit's all the way down. Damn. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. I got to turn it down because I know it's going to be loud.
take all the debris that was around the site and to move it inside the structure and then have the structure secured off. There's a steel caging on it now, you've probably seen.
Which I believe it or not, I talked to Mrs. Heather Waring, which she used to work with DEQ, and I have multiple communications with her through email, which we have suggested to do exactly that. And she have declined. She said that it needs to be haul off site, which it would have costed, like I said, over $300 and some thousand. And we could have gotten that done way less than what the city would have gotten it done. But
I got a question. This is a question I have to ask. So who owned this property way before he took over? Because Tavares, okay, Miss Nat, do y'all remember when One Voice did a video about that area back there? Do y'all remember that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
He was talking about that property. That's the property he was talking about.
Yes, ma'am. But I don't know when he bought it, but he said he's been there 40 years. So I don't know when he bought it though.
So when he bought it, all of a sudden now they start saying ching ching, ching ching, because it's been sitting there all this time.
When he bought it, they was like, well, since you're going to buy it, let's see how much we can get
You
up.
can get out of you. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Keep listening.
Wow.
And we could have gotten that done way less than what the city would have gotten it done. But
he said I could have did it myself for cheaper than the city what was charging. It's all a money game.
we were told that we couldn't touch it, and that wasn't even an option.
They were told that they couldn't even touch the property. They could do nothing to the property but hold it.
Listen. They already know what they got planned.
Yeah.
So the best way to make sure he don't get nothing is to make sure he don't listen. Them city workers, they don't have nothing. They don't have no. They got a long sleeve shirt and a mask on. That's all they got. That's all they got. He need to record when they over there cutting the grass.
That's right. He sure do, Nat. You right.
They don't have nothing special. But what didn't happen is
No. I'm sorry. I hit the button on accident.
What happened is they done played you. They gave you a monopoly move. You're landing on our property. We try to get what we can. Now we got something coming. Hold up, Tavares. Something coming over that way. More than Thomas DeVee saying.
Hold on.
I remember somebody saying buy some land over there by that levy. Go on.
It needs to be haul off site, which it would have costed, like I said, over $300 and some $1,000. And we could have gotten that done way less than what the city would have gotten it done. But we were told that we couldn't touch it, and that wasn't even an option.
A few things. So the city used its contractor.
Now, he said what he said. Now look who jumps up, right? Because he said that we were told that let me speak to the larger issue that we're kind of going over here. We're glossing over it. They're ensuring that property never gets developed unless it's them developing it.
There you go.
That's exactly right. That's because why is it that property sat there all this time? Now he could have got that property at any time.
No, because there were so many loopholes that people, you know how much you bought their property for? He's gonna tell you. Guess how much he spent on that? $25,000.
And it cost $300,000. What?
He paid
so
$25,000 for their property.
So what this might be this whole racket with this demolition and these.
Hold on, you're getting ahead of me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry.
We have 4 contractors. This is the one that does the asbestos.
We got 4 contractors.
Work. And this LDEQ did give the city permission to do this work. There wasn't a grant, and whatever you think that Mr. Grimion had said, that's not accurate. No, this is to a private contractor, is what they built the city. There wasn't some.
It was the contractor that told me. It wasn't Mr. Grimion.
Mr. Grimion's a city employee. He's an inspector of the city.
Robert, I'm saying the contractor, the actual contractor is the person that gave me the $40,000 number, not Mr. Keith.
Well, we can provide you with the itemized invoice. I do also want to put on the record that.
But why didn't you give it to him from the get-go?
You know what? This thing is, they're not itemizing. They're telling you owe us this much, and they're not telling you what you owe for it. That's what he's up there for. It's not about the property, right? But you're going to hear him tell the story. He's going to tell the story. Watch.
There was all that debris that contained asbestos. My understanding is that there had been some demolition debris that was brought on site, and then that's when DEQ stepped in and the owners were told to stop that activity, and that did create a bunch of asbestos around the site. The reason that we did this cleanup was in order to address this the aspect that you're talking about.
Now this is a part of Jock Roy's cleanup.
Wait, Tavares. Now, you do understand back there also, remember when they had to move those chemical me and Miss Agnes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
they claimed
So
it
on
was
the other end down there on that area, because that's a church ground right next to it,
right
if I'm
next
not mistaken.
right.
So all of that, they used to have a mound back there. It's all covered now because they never moved. They were supposed to move it somewhere else, and they never did. They dumped contaminated.
It was a site. It was what you call a site.
Yes, it was Superfund site.
A Superfund site.
That's exactly right.
All right, watch.
About there being asbestos-containing material on the lawn, on the grass, which was attracting other people, even dumping trash on there and making it difficult to mow the grass.
I have multiple problems with this. I have signed I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but you guys are aware of the situation and I just don't know how to fix it.
I understand. I'm bringing it all up to speed. to
Go
make
ahead.
sure I understand. So after there was a situation of the asbestos in the property, DEQ filed a regulatory action against the owner. That is currently out there. There's a judge, just so you know, there's an executory judgment that DEQ has against Mr. Mohammed Zadan. I don't know if that's yourself or a sibling or something.
No, that's my sibling.
So that hasn't been served, but that's out there. So the DEQ has that regulatory enforcement action they're still trying to pursue. What the city has done is made it to where now the grass can be cut, whether it's by a city crew or by yourself. There are signs out there saying no dumping. The city put up. There's signs in the building saying the building contains asbestos, not to go inside. But the purpose of this exercise was to try to stop that dumping, make sure it can now be maintained, because there's no asbestos-containing material on the grass itself. But this is, when again, we can get you an invoice. This is what the contractor billed the city.
So can I ask you something?
There's no pass-through from some other subject.
Can we cut the grass now?
That is my understanding, yes.
Shouldn't we have been notified that we're able to cut the grass since they have done that?
We have, although we've been in contact with you, we struggled to get in contact with Mohammed Zadan, but
Mohammed Zadan is out of the country. He's been out of the country since my brother's murder at that location 10 years ago. So
remember the guy that got killed down third? The Arab?
Yep.
Do you hear what Ponytail is telling him this? Ponytail is trying to keep him from saying too much. So Ponytail knows what the gig is. He knows what the girlie say. He knows what the gag is. He's well aware of what's happening. Now, the guy standing next to the gentleman is just a regular city worker. But I believe he knows what the gag is.
No, he's not a regular city worker. He works with them with the demo. He's the one who helps with getting the properties and stuff. He's not just
okay.
He has a position.
Okay.
Oh, we're not trying to blow this off. We're here. I'm present. We're trying to work with the city. Although he is not here, I am here and I'm the one that handles the business. And like I said, we're really all trying to go somewhere. We're not trying to blow this off or saying that whatever. But every time I called the city would say, we don't have the budget for it to tear it down.
that's true.
Well, I promise you, I'm not richer than the city of Alexandria.
And that, friends, is a proper response.
So I have a question. So the asbestos material was not hauled off. It was put inside the building.
Correct.
That's correct.
Which was an option was not given to us. We actually asked and we.
Do you hear what he said? The city came out, cleaned up the property. They took all the asbestos materials and shoved it inside the building.
Wow.
They should be responsible for removing it then.
Then they put they wrapped it up with a fence.
But remember, she
and
said,
then you tell me you gonna charge me $307,000.
Yeah, but then he said that.
Your mess up.
Didn't he say DEQ said that they were not going to do it? They weren't going to do that when he asked them to do, whether or not he should do it.
We haven't got that far yet because he just said it. He just said
okay.
It.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I am here and I'm the one that handles the business. And I just, like I said, we really are trying to go somewhere. We're not trying to blow this off or saying that whatever. But every time I called the city would say, we don't have the budget for it to tear it down.
That's true.
Well, I promise you, I'm not richer than the city of Alexandria.
So I have a question. So the asbestos material was not hauled off, it was put inside the building?
Correct.
That's correct.
Which was an option, was not given to us. We actually asked and we were denied that in an email, like I said, that I could provide to you guys by Mrs. Heather Waring from DEQ.
So
That's not how it's supposed to be done.
Now, potentially, you know what potentially could be? The reason why they don't want them talking about this is because the city might have defied DEQ by doing that.
That's right. Yep.
Kept their money.
They do. Okay, so if they defied DEQ by doing it and charged the city for it,
And then they city turn around and charging him.
they turned around and charged him. Yes. Even though it wasn't
All of it's
supposed to be in
illegal.
the first place.
Wow.
Just can't do it like
So I was not aware of
So
that.
there's,
We were able to get permission to do just that. I didn't know if
we're gonna need permission to address that.
He said we got permission to do it. That's what he said.
an email, like I said, that I could provide to you guys by Mrs. Heather Waring from DEQ.
So
I was not aware of
So
that.
there's,
We were able to get permission to do just that. I didn't know if that's true that you'd asked and didn't get permission. We have now done that, and the purpose of that was to
the gentleman
secure the property.
from
because we don't have
DEQ,
the funding right now to completely tear it down, or to haul that asbestos-containing material. We have this much in the budget. We're fortunate we were able to.
Now we're talking back about the budget. He's not talking about the budget. He's telling them that he tried to remedy this before on his own, and DEQ told him no. Ponytail gets up there and says, "Yeah, well, you know, we
They
went
be
to
tearing
DEQ and they told us
everywhere.
yes."
Look. They be tearing him up. What you call him, ponytail? He look like Shawn Michaels.
That nigga don't look like no Shawn. He looked like Val Venus. Hello, ladies. It's the big Val Boski. You guys, it's a deep cut. That's a deep cut for you wrestling fans out. That's for Tamara, Miss Battles. She knows who I'm talking about.
accomplish the job what was appropriated. We appreciate that.
Because if we would have
This is a-
the asbestos, then the charge would have been.
Look how dismissive Ponytail is being. And
Because I think
He learned from the best.
But you know what? But you know what? They know, Tavar, somewhere in there, y'all, they did something wrong. I'm serious. I just believe they wanted that land, and they knew that was the big problem with that land.
Well, he just said Thomas DeVille King wanted the land.
Yeah.
To go do something.
Yeah. He said he would donate 4 acres of it.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm missing the damn chat. Hold on. Greg says, legend has it, the Browns, known drug lords, have money buried somewhere on the property. And that's why the feds took it from them.
Y'all don't remember the deep? You know what? Yeah, but they got 76 years.
Huh?
They got 76 years, 75 years.
Who got
Y'all
75
remember
years?
the Brown boys? They was big time drug dealers, and they used to own that place. They had like a SWAT meet in there.
Oh, see, I don't remember that. See, I wasn't probably here then. I probably was gone. So, see, that's just a rumor. It doesn't mean that it's true, right?
Hood lords.
They were a whole lot smarter than.
Yeah, hood lords are a little bit different than rumor.
Yeah.
Because guess what? One of them went to
actually has
college. One
some
of them went to
reference
Southern.
points to it.
Wait a minute, Tavares. What would you say, Nat?
Them boys were smart. They went to college. One of them went to college. One of them went to Southern. They just drug dealers. Yeah. He defended himself. They gave him 75 years, but he tried.
He gave it a shot.
How long they been down?
Oh, they've been down a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got money on that property. I would not be surprised, Mr. McCall, because they used to be back there all the time. That at one point in time they tried to do like a swap meet there.
But what year was that? What year did they own that?
I don't know, but I remember them being there.
They out now.
Oh, he said they out now. Demetrius said they out now.
Just
one of them.
Okay.
So my question is, who owned it? I remember this conversation. I remember the video One Voice did. Bio and somebody else went down there and did a whole video on that land down there. I can't remember who it was.
That's because
since 98.
Okay. They believe the hood lord.
Yeah. That's probably what it was. They
believe the hood. These are clout chasers. Like,
and that was before they put the Dollar General there.
Right. These are clout demons we're talking about. These are people that worship the at the altar of clout.
Okay, so that's the 98. I moved back here yet? I hadn't moved back here yet. We didn't move back here.
Much greater than 300.
In part of 98, I moved back there.
Question, this goes on to the property, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
This lien does not affect him. It just goes on.
So his question is, this amount goes towards the what we're leaning, what we're saying that you owe. It doesn't go to you personally. It goes against the property. So anybody that wants the property would have to pay that lien.
How much the deed? And then he won't pay it all.
The property is owned by an LLC that, as I understand, it's only a single asset LLC. Is that correct?
Correct. There you go. See, and I'm here still trying to work with you.
So this guy, Ponytail, has confirmed Ponytail knows this case in and out.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the property is owned by LLC. Now, mind you, the guy is standing right there. Well, the property is owned by LLC. That their only asset is that property. Like, yeah, bitch, that's what I bought it for.
LLC.
Y'all know what?
There's that LLC
What?
doesn't own a bunch of property.
Stop it, Tavar. What? Go ahead, babe.
Y'all know what's so funny? Cynthia Perry know her place, don't it? She ain't saying a damn thing.
You didn't got there yet. You gotta wait. This is a slow burn. That's why I only picked this one case. It's a slow burn.
This is the only asset that LLC has.
So let's do this right here. So first of all, you can go back, start cutting the grass.
I'm sorry?
You can start back cutting the grass.
I just received the bill from the city for $3,300 for cutting that grass. Without being notified that I could cut it, we have kept up with it. We have paid it. I have guys that cut the lot in front of it. They could simply cut it. The day they show up, like I said.
Now, Ponytail and Grimace over here are communicating. So,
well, he's right though, Tavares.
What?
They should have been told him he can cut their grass a long time ago when they started cutting.
The person that you think is the bad guy in this isn't the bad guy in this. That guy he's telling you, I've been trying to do everything possible to get this property, and he's going to tell you about his motivations for it. He's going to tell you about it. Just watch.
I talked to Jeff from the city. He was aware, and he had confirmed with me that I cannot cut that property till DEQ says otherwise. There's been zero communication between them and I.
Just now that you could cut the grass.
I just found out, honestly, when I received the bill from the city, I want to say maybe a week or two ago.
I mean, we can work with code enforcement.
Yeah, let's work with code enforcement.
To make certain that that's okay.
The next thing, he's going to.
No, wait, what?
I mean, we can work with code enforcement.
Yeah, let's work with code enforcement.
To make certain that that's okay.
The next thing.
Wait, he said that they could get with DEQ to make sure he can do that. I thought you guys got with DEQ.
Well, wait a minute.
Because if y'all can do it, he can do it.
Yeah, why can't they do? I mean, he do it if they were doing it. They're not dressing no hazmat when they go over there and mow that lawn.
Well, now that the city has done that binding up of the trash and putting it in sealing inside the building, Now you can go on the property and mow it. But here's the caveat, which seems to be the word of the night. They never told him that he could mow his lawn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
DEQ told him that he wasn't allowed to mow his lawn.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously DEQ has been talking to the city and not the property owner. If that's what they're going to say.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
If they can mess with asbestos, then they can go clean out the wires and go building then. And not charge so much. Hey.
You know what? They probably can. They just no, it might not be enough money for them. They might be waiting till somebody on that council capitulates and let Jock drop 31 million in that bitch one time. Then they'll come do it.
No, I'm talking about the city. Okay, they had asbestos down there, and that's why they wouldn't let him cut the grass. But they let the city workers cut the grass. Right? Because
they did the cleanup. That was after they did the cleanup.
Okay, well, something ain't right here.
Listen,
yeah, I'm with you on that one. Something ain't smelling right.
Let's just keep listening.
I need itemized invoice. Provide itemized invoice to him.
Correct. The other thing that I really is the cause of the problem, which is the property itself. It's not going to go away. We'll keep it clean and all of that. But if we could find a way to where, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know if the police jury has any use for it. The parish has any use for it. I mean, you talk about 4 acres on 3rd Street right there. We're willing to get rid of it if that would satisfy the lien that's on it, and everybody would be done. Otherwise, you guys will just keep paying attorneys, putting lien on the property. I'm not paying the taxes or the liens that are on the property because once paid, the city still condemned the property and wants me to continue pay the other 400 grand to take it down. So if this was as easy as selling the $70,000 or $40,000 lien that's on it, and this would go away, the property might be worth it. But if we're going to add another $500,000 on top of it, it simply won't.
How much did you purchase the property for when you purchased it?
$25,000.
A fucking steal.
And it ain't his problem. Somebody sold it to him.
That's right. They sold it to him. That's right.
Well, I ain't saying no. I'm saying that the price was still. That's like finding a 5-point pearlescent diamond. You can find that shit at a pawn shop for $500. This is a $60,000 diamond. Listen.
So that's all she got to say.
I have paid that in the first grass cutting bill.
And what was your plan to do with that property?
We were going to tear it down and use the slab that's on there. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot how many square feet it is. And we were going to do storage buildings.
Would have been a perfect idea.
Yep.
Would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
Because it's low maintenance.
Yeah, right there.
Security.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
Well, I just know it's in my district, and we've been trying to get this building down for years.
Well, John Reese, I bet he probably never showed up here with the same issues as I'm having right now, the guy that owned it before me.
Ah.
Oh. The guy that owned Reese's.
Oh. That's why I asked who had it. Who did he buy it from?
You got to keep listening to watch.
And he told me he owned it for 40 years before that. We had tried to bring life to that whole neighborhood, from the store to the restaurant to Dollar General. We keep up with all the properties that are there. I own multiple properties on that street. Like I said, I know Jeff from code enforcement. He's on my speed dial. So, he calls me when he sees something that needs to be taken care of. And we usually attempt to make it right. Like I said, the gentleman stated, the LLC that owns it doesn't own anything else. Truthfully, legally, I don't have to do anything if I want to just let it go. But I'm here because I own multiple things here in the city, and I want to keep my relationship with the city and everybody in it good and do the right thing.
And I appreciate that.
And I'm here trying to do the right thing. But if everybody's going to take the position of this needs to be paid or whatever, Well,
What
I
is
don't
it
think you
that
guys be
he
seeing me in
needs to
future
do?
meetings.
Now, low key, Buddy standing on business.
He said he owned
Yeah, low key,
multiple properties down there. That's what he said.
and low key, Cynthia Perry know her place too, don't it?
Yeah.
You better not open your mouth.
Miss Colson said, "Who's that lady in the middle?" I don't know.
I don't know.
That might be. That's not Branham. Branham, is that?
I don't know. She looks.
I hadn't seen her in years, so I don't know what she looked like.
That lady looks deflated.
I don't know who that. I don't know if that's Shirley or not.
Well, the city incurred this expense, and so we don't ever ask and never have asked for these to be waived because that would be an Article 7 violation.
Right. So he's talking about the city has already done the work. So the city will be seeking pay for the work. But he is omitting the fact that the city did not have to do the work.
Yep.
It only notified him.
Yep.
That he
Yep.
did it himself.
Cool.
Hey, buddy. How does it feel to be black? Hey, baby, been doing it to black folks. So
he ended up buying property in a black community, and that's what it's like being black.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Wow.
Willing to provide whatever documentation that you account.
Yeah, I'm not waiving shit though. I'll give him the documentation. The invoices. I'm not waiving anything. You're going to pay us.
Or Mr. Zidane is looking for. We're definitely willing to work with code enforcement and clear up about the maintenance of it. That was the purpose of us doing this. And so to the extent that we didn't let you know that it was okay to go cut the grass, apologize for that. I mean, perhaps the city attorney can look at that. We have occasionally waived those or work with people.
Oh, now they want the city attorney to look at it. Who's conspicuously missing them, by the way? But
But if they could do it for him, they could do it for the black lady that was crying up there 2 weeks ago.
On the grass cutting liens, but we can't work with people on demolition liens.
Right.
So we can start that, this week or next week. Make sure we get you that information.
Okay,
We
yes.
cannot recommend negotiating from the department or from the city attorney's office negotiating the cleanup activity that took place. If you guys want more time for us to discuss it,
yeah,
understand that.
Now, here's the problem, right? So a part of what Jock did was Jock turned a profit off of that property. Jock turned a profit off of that property because Jock sent them city workers out there to do exactly what they just did, which the man just told you he could have did it himself had DEQ gotten back to him. But obviously, either the city told DEQ not to get in contact with him, or DEQ just ignored that man's phone calls because clearly he called. He's got his rest.
Tavares, it's deeper than that, Tavares. Why would Thomas DeVee come asking for their property? What are they finna do so spectacular that he got to have that contaminated property? Because guess what? Thomas DeVee still got to pay the same thing no matter what. Am I right?
No, because it's Thomas DeVee.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you don't, so what is it? It must be some. Listen, y'all. They always take the black folks' land.
You're missing it, Nat. If this young man were to get that property up and running, who do you think the contractors would be that he would have to pay in order to develop it?
Thomas DeVee.
But if I own the property, who do I have to pay? Nobody.
Okay, nobody. But it's something. See, Thomas DeVee is about money. How much money would be made off of this property? Because it's something towards for him.
If that 4 acres ends up in Thomas DeVee's hand, you can guarantee it's the beginning of gentrification of Willow Glen. You could put your you could put your money on it.
Yeah, because my thing is, why would he have? Because think about it, Tavares. Why would he even bring Thomas DeVito name up?
Because Thomas DeVito approached
He did it for a reason. Exactly.
He did.
So
it.
here's
He
the
sure
thing.
did. Mm-hmm.
What does Thomas DeVito know that we don't know?
Well, if the cheapest property is in the Black community, especially impoverished community.
That ain't what I'm saying. Something finna come through that levee.
Yep, something about to come through there. Yes,
so he said it.
He said
what
coming through on the
you know
levee.
what? Y'all know what? Interstate 14.
The one Jeff Hall was bragging about.
Interstate 14.
Right.
I bet you Interstate 14.
Marksville, don't it?
Yeah. And then, well, listen, Interstate 14 probably drop off, and you could probably exit and go to Marksville. Interstate 14. Listen now, because 14 going to go all the way over there through Jonesville and stuff like that. But they got to build bridges and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could build a bridge from Highway 1 to get on to 14, you would build it right there by that levee. You see what I'm saying, Tavares? You'll build it right there by that levee and go right up. And then guess what? You hit 49 and all that stuff right there in Pineville. Well, right there in the air. And it's right there on the levee. Well, that's Highway 14, Interstate 14.
It ain't shit to get to 20. It ain't shit to get to Pineville from right there.
And guess what? They always put the interstates and stuff in the Black neighborhoods. That's
known every time.
So what's going to happen is you're going to yield off. Say like if you come in, all of them go combine right there in the air. They're gonna combine right there in the air, and then you're gonna veer off. You can go to Marksville one way. You can go to Jonesville the other way. And you go. Yeah, that's what it is. That's Interstate 14. Thomas DeVito ain't crazy. Yeah, and guess what, y'all? All that got to be built up right there.
Yeah,
they're gonna build right over the. Somebody told me to buy land over there. They told me specifically to buy land right there on the levee, right there, if you could. And I ain't gonna drop his name. I'm not gonna drop his name, but he right there sitting in that damn building, right where they talking it right now. He told me to buy that land.
I want to give a special shout out to the Central Louisiana Community Foundation because one of their chairs has now elevated. Congratulations to our board chair, Thomas DeVito, on becoming president of the Rotary Club of Alexandria, Louisiana. During his remarks, he challenged us with simple but powerful questions. Are we driven to serve or are we drawn to serve? When we're driven to service, we can begin to feel like another obligation on a busy calendar. But when we are drawn to service, we serve because it brings us joy, because we care deeply about our neighbors, and because investing in others enriches our own lives. That message reflects the spirit we strive to live out every day at Central Louisiana Community Foundation. Lasting impact is created when people come together, share their responsibility, and are united by a genuine desire to make our community stronger. Congratulations, Thomas. We are grateful for your leadership and look forward to seeing you and seeing the positive impact you'll make in this fucking role that you're in, which the only fucking place that Jock Roy shows up to speak to the public is at a fucking Rotary Club. It's a sham.
Yeah, Thomas DeVito trying to get over. He's trying to get over.
Yeah, this one's for the archives. We didn't got 13, 14 people in here tonight. We only got us 7 people in here tonight. But I love each and every one of y'all, except for you. You know who I'm talking to. I don't like you. I'm just playing.
I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't you, ma'am. Shit, damn. So Thomas DeVita is now the president of the Rotary Club. And if you pay attention, his daddy is the one that gave the presentation about Alexandria selling the water.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can show you at least 7 different campaign finance reports for Jock Roy that have both their names on it and Pan American Engineering on it. Yep. So what y'all gonna do, Alexandria? What that boy say? Let me go over here. I'm gonna finish this one out. Look at this nigga trying to resolve some shit, not realizing that all this stuff has legal ramifications and you can't have dialogue, open the dialogue.
We can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta go back. Said it lost connection. Hold on. I gotta re-up it. Let me bring it back a little bit. We're almost at the end. Hold on.
Like I said, I tried to talk to Mr. Jad, honestly, like I said, on Thursday. For whatever reason, we had communication problems. I've talked to multiple people about the city with multiple inspectors.
We're going to ask you guys to open up a dialogue between each other. We're going to delay it for 2 weeks.
I'm sorry?
You guys keep on talking to each other. And
I honestly don't even know who the gentleman is.
He's going to make himself known to you.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Would that be all done?
Just to reiterate to the council that a 2-week delay would only allow for the delivery of the documentation that the gentleman has requested.
Right.
It would not be a negotiation with regard to the costs that have incurred to do what we've done.
Money. They want that money.
So are you saying we need more than 2 weeks?
I'm saying that the costs are the costs relative to the action that was taken with regard to this property.
Given that the breakdown is right.
Yes.
They're gonna pay for it somehow.
He said the money is already we've already done the work.
And our money.
So, yeah. So fuck what he talking about. We'll give him the paperwork or whatever, but it's not gonna change anything.
You still want that money. I don't care what you say.
Right.
Get it, and you itemize, you go through and see if the figures adds up, okay?
Correct. And I'll do that, but ultimately, if we could get to the city, if somebody would start talking to us about maybe how we could take care of this, it would probably be less things on your agenda for next time. Would that be all?
Yes.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
That young man did a lot in them little 15, 20 minutes.
He sure did.
He exposed everything. He exposed shit we didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. He did that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. Can you run up through the comments? Run us through the comments to see what all the comments
Okay.
say. Gotta step out to the side.
We already went through them. Everybody, we caught up. Yeah, we caught up.
All right.
Nat, are you still there?
No, Nat's not there.
Oh, I thought Nat was there. Yeah, I already put him on it. She said poor city workers.
Well, we're gonna wrap this thing up because we kept everybody hostage for 2.5 hours on a Tuesday.
That is deep.
Go ahead and run off the names for us, please.
Okay. So, let's see here. So, Miss Colson, thank you. Miss Jacobs, Mr. Williams, Mr. Scott, Miss Jackson, Miss Battles. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's see who. Miss Tarlington. Miss Tarlington, I done told you, you got to behave yourself. Damn, them black samples money. Miss Tarlington, stop. Mr. Turner, let's see, that Miss Bell, thank you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Miss Schmear, Miss Finley, Miss Jackson, Mr. Quinney. Y'all are crazy. Oh my God, y'all crazy. Oh, okay. That's it. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Don't forget, my ladies, tomorrow night at 7:30, class will resume. So that's it. Where you at, Tavares?
I'm around.
Okay.
Here, but
We want to thank you guys so much for the show. It was very nice, Tavares. You did your thing. I have to give it to you.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
I did this for all 7 of y'all, and I also did it for the 1,000 plus the 1K people that's going to catch this in about 3 days. Mind you, guys, like, we're doing this live, and I feel comfortable here in this small space with just us 9 people. If you guys go back and look at our numbers on days like this where it's just us, 2 or 3 days later, we're at 1,000 views. It's like people don't want to watch us live. They don't want to watch us live. I don't know what that's about, but it's some weird shit.
What did you say? They don't want to watch us live.
They don't want to watch us live. Like, they don't want to watch live. Oh, you know what? But a large percentage of people I do talk to say that they listen to us on the way to work. So, and that's why I'm liking to do the longer shows, because, it might be long to us at night, but if you're sitting here listening to us at work, half your day is over with by now.
Yeah.
So go enjoy your lunch. If you watch this first thing in the morning, if you cut us on the way to work, that's about 8:30. Yeah, it'll be over at 11. So, but you know what this is. We're gonna get out of here. This is the Can We Be Frank show. Alexandria, you need to stand up. You need to stand the hell up, like that guy just did up there on that damn podium.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't playing either.
No, he said Reese's. He told you who owned. He said the guy that owned Reese's is the one that owned the property for 40 years.
He wasn't playing.
He told everything. Well, folks, that's the case. I'm gonna play a little bit of this music, and we're gonna get out of here, man. All right. So you guys be good. We will see you Thursday. Please don't hesitate if you see me out in these TikTok streets, or you see me on these Facebook streets, and you have some news. Please don't hesitate. If you got questions and you want us to investigate, we do that as well. We're very well connected. Just, be well. All right. Stand up.
Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kid, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Alexandria, we still here.